bells, jingle all the way. I can't sing, but here we are. Today we're making gingerbread cookies. Yay! Today we are making Lauren Miyashiro's gingerbread cookies. She's our senior food editor, and you might have seen her before on Wolo. Cue Wolo. Ah! Should we lower the speed a little bit? She spent a lot of time developing these cookies, and I think they are just perfect. They're a little bit crisp on the outside and still a little bit chewy on the inside, and it's got the perfect amount of molasses in it. But we're also gonna tweak it a little bit today because for me, gingerbread cookies, they gotta have that punch, you know? Like, bam! They gotta have that spice factor. And I think Lauren went a little bit soft on you guys with this recipe, so I'm not gonna take it easy on you. We're gonna incorporate some fresh ginger, orange zest, and some black pepper.
Can you juggle the orange and the ginger?
No, I'm not gonna do that. And for those of you who say black pepper is a savory spice, it does not belong in desserts, I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but hold. Try these and let me know if you like them. Also, I suck at icing cookies, but you're gonna see me suck at icing cookies today. We are going to be using our stand mixer because we wanna get some air into this butter, and I'm not gonna do that by hand. A stick and a half of butter, softened, room temperature, so that it's ready to take on that air that you're gonna whip into it with the sugar. Then we're gonna go in with 3/4 cup packed brown sugar. It's about 145 grams. Stream in 2/3 cup molasses. Let it all whip together until it's smooth and fluffy. Just scraping down, making sure that we got all of the molasses off from the bottom of the bowl and incorporate it into this. Getting the mixture very even and smooth before we drop in our egg. Right now it's looking already really fluffy. You can see that the molasses has lightened up and it's pretty well combined with the butter. I'm going to crack an egg into it. You can see that I have my egg sitting in water and you're like, why? A trick for getting your fridge temperature eggs to come to room temperature faster if you drop it into hotter water. Teaspoon of vanilla extract, fake or pure, whatever you want to use. And then we're gonna go in with the rest of our aromatics and spices.
Can you whisper aromatics one more
Aromatics.
time? Thank you.
Okay.
I thought you said that you wouldn't like.
That wasn't juggling. This is just like throwing it up in the air. I can do this all day. We're gonna hit it with some fresh orange zest. Just one orange, it's fine. I like to go in one direction. I like the microplane to face this way so you're catching all of the zest. It doesn't need to fall out. Then we're gonna throw it in here. And then next we're gonna add a tablespoon of fresh ginger. I normally just eyeball this. I think about a 2-inch piece is perfect for about a tablespoon of ginger. I don't peel the ginger. You can see that once I start grating it, the skin kind of just holds itself back from being grated. Also, just make sure that your ginger is well washed, and even if the skin gets in, it's not a huge deal. And we're just gonna go ahead and plop that all in. And then finally, we're gonna crack some fresh pepper. I crack it into a ramekin to hold it. I want it on the finest setting if you have a fancy pepper grinder. I don't want huge specks of pepper to like pop in your mouth, unless you're into that, be my guest. I want this to be more of a diffused spiciness. And then we're gonna go in with the rest of Lauren's spices. She calls for a tablespoon of ground ginger, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half teaspoon ground cloves, half teaspoon kosher salt, 1/4 teaspoon ground nutmeg, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And now we're going to add 3 cups and a quarter of flour. So we're just pulsing the mixture until it comes together. You don't have to let it mix for too long. There might be still some dries on the edge of the bowl. Don't worry, we'll scrape that down, incorporate it in by hand. And then we're going to chill the dough. But before we chill the dough, we're gonna be doing something to it. Lauren calls for it to be plastic wrapped into a round, chilled for 2 hours or so, and then taking it out after it's chilled to roll it out, cut the cookies out. I find that sometimes that can make it really hard to work with because depending on the temperature of your room, the dough might come to temp really fast, or you might have to incorporate so much flour. We're gonna be portioning this dough over 2 parchment sheets. Slap another parchment sheet on top of each of those and then chill them. That way we can roll it out to the ideal height of the cookies, thickness of the cookies that you want before they chill, and after they chill, you'll already have the perfect slab of dough to cut your cookies out of. Just make sure that you're turning the paper every now and then so that the dough doesn't all squish out on one side. Pay attention to the underside. Sometimes it can get a little wrinkly. You can just lift up the paper a little bit and smooth it back out if you see any wrinkles. We're going for about 1/4 inch thick right here, but if you want a skinnier cookie that's crisper and toastier, feel free to roll it out even thinner. Then we're gonna do the second sheet. So that's about the thickness that I like. Looks good, looks smooth. You can fridge these overnight, at least 2 hours, until they're hardened enough to cut out. But if you throw them in the freezer, they're usually ready in 25-30 minutes. It's been chilling for about ½ hour. It's pretty solid. The key to cutting a rolled sheet of dough is that you want to peel back both sides of the parchment before cutting, because if you don't, you can see that it's pretty hard to peel off. If you don't peel off both sides first, it might get stuck to the bottom parchment, and you don't want that. And here you go. You can just use this parchment. No waste. Love it. I have a small plate with just a little bit of flour on top. This is for the cookie cutters so that your dough doesn't stick too much to the cutters themselves. If you're gonna use cookie cutters that are different sizes, I recommend that you put all the small pieces of cookies on one tray and all the bigger pieces of cookies on another tray, because they're gonna bake at slightly different times. Small ones will take less time, big ones will take more time. So you don't wanna put them all on the same tray because some will burn, others won't be cooked. Oven, we're gonna go for about 10 to 12 minutes. If you're making very, very baby cookies, they might just take 8, depending on how crisp you like it. Be right back. So now we've cut out all of our cookies and we wanna make a re-roll. It's very simple because it's already on parchment. You don't have to add any more flour or anything, just fold it over. Gather up all the pieces without folding them too much so that you have a nice even coverage of dough. Roll it out. If you have any of these lines, just lift the paper up gently and smooth it out so that they don't carry over into the cooling, chilling, resting stage. Perfect. Then we're just gonna throw it back and then you can bake these off whenever you want. There we go. They look nice, slightly toasty on the edges, but because I want these to be a little bit softer in the middle, I'm not gonna carry them too far. So we're gonna let them chill on the sheet tray for about 5 to 10 and then transfer them elsewhere. If you move them right now, they're still very soft to the touch, so we don't want to ruin them. I think I need a sifter for the smoothest possible icing ever. Fun fact, icing sugar or powdered sugar has cornstarch in it usually in the United States. So if you're not using any hot liquid, it might clump a little because of the cornstarch. So we're gonna sift it to make sure that we have the smoothest possible icing. What are you? It's about 3 cups of powdered sugar. It's like 360 grams-ish, followed by a 1/4 cup of corn syrup, about 1/4 cup milk. We're gonna stream it in slowly to get our desired consistency, and then we're gonna add in about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. A lot of people peel the cookie right from the parchment, and that can result in broken cookies sometimes because they get a little stuck. So what I like to do is peel the parchment away from the cookie, so you're not exerting force on the cookie directly, you're just letting the parchment release. This way you won't have to have sad, decapitated gingerbread men. I mean, until you eat them, obviously. So, tip, small, bag, small snip, open the bag, pop the tip in, squeeze the tip to secure it, roll the bag back, plop it into a glass to hold it. I like to peel the tip back so that it doesn't leak prematurely. I don't like to fill bags up too much because this way you'll have more control over how much you're squeezing out of the bag. If you have a lot of icing in the bag, sometimes it gets really hard to direct where you want your icing to go. So this way, no problem. I'm so nervous. I've really never iced cookies until I came to Delish, but I think I'm just gonna have fun with it and you guys can make fun of everything that my cookie looks like, which, you know. Lower your expectations to increase your happiness in life. Pro tip.
That's amazing.
Chelsea, what are you doing?
Well, clearly I'm not filming. Mackenzie is.
Holy sh**.
This is terrifying. This is more terrifying.
Chelsea, do you like decorating cookies?
No. This will be like a 2-second clip. I'm doing it.
Yay! Should I make one that looks like my face when I go into anxiety attack mode?
No.
Good job.
Really?
Yeah.
June approved?
Yeah. Lower your expectations for maximum happiness. Oh, what a gory death. Well, let's look at that inside. Nice little aeration there. Good structure. Nice soft middle. Crunchy edges. I think it's perfect. Go, Lauren. I think if you love that wintry spice mix, you're gonna love these cookies.
Are you gonna eat this whole tray?
You gonna stop me?
Nope.
Let me know if you're gonna make these with your family, and let me know if there's anything else that you want me to make next. Like, comment, subscribe. Happy holidays.